Okay guys, so I'm going to redo the SARMs video probably tomorrow or the day after. There's a little more I want to add to it. I'll expand on that later. But as far as my experiences and such. But I want to do a whole new video, whole different video. The top 10 things to know about me outside of powerlifting. So I'm going to give you guys 10 facts about me that you may not know. 10 things about me personally. This video, by the way, is sponsored by Kroger Private Selection Lemon Sorbet. I've tried all the flavors, excellent flavors. Get this at your local Kroger for the optimal and top gains possible. Try it out, guys. So top 10 things. Number 1, I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee 4 years ago, but I'm originally from Wisconsin. So basically I came off of a breakup. I'd actually been living in Lexington, Kentucky at the time. Moved down here to Tennessee because the gym here I really loved. I had a client at the time who was training at the gym, and I didn't know anybody in Tennessee outside of this guy. So I had one client that I'd been working with for like 10 weeks, and I came down to visit the gym at one point. I freaking loved it. It had everything I needed. So after I had this breakup, I moved down here really just for this gym, and the gym is in Oak Ridge. That's where I live right now. So it's just right outside of Knoxville. I lived in Knoxville for a year, then moved to Oak Ridge because I was basically driving to Oak Ridge twice a day anyway. But I moved here without knowing anybody except this one client of mine, and this was like about 4 years ago, coming up on 4 years in July. First thing I did when I got here, instead of finding an apartment to live in, the first thing I did was I signed up at the gym. So I signed up at the gym, and the person working the counter, the desk lady, was my girlfriend Kelly. My girlfriend now, not at the time. So I was all kind of depressed in my life. I had no money, I had nothing going. I didn't have a dog at the time, didn't have Lucy. Just was coming down with nothing. Just basically was rock bottom, I had nothing. My life was in shambles, coming off this breakup. So I'm working, or Kelly's working the front desk, and she actually like signed me up at the gym. And little did we know what was going to happen a few months later when we started dating. So about 2 months after that we started dating because I started pursuing her very aggressively, of course. And next thing you know, now we've been dating for like over 3.5 years. So it's been crazy because when I first came down here, I'm signing up at this gym, and I thought she was attractive and everything, but I didn't know anything was going to come of that. But here we are now. So she was basically like the second person I knew in the Knoxville area outside of my client. But I didn't know anybody when I moved here. Like I said, I've lived in Wisconsin for 23 years, guys. So it's quite a change coming south, but I love it down here. I love the southern way of life, the food, everything. Everything's cheaper down here. It doesn't get any better. So, except for the really humid summers. But there's no snow, so I can't complain. I'm sick of the snow. But I still my roots were in Wisconsin. I love it there as well. But I really, it's been a good time here. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm sure many of you know this. I freaking love dogs, man. I am the biggest dog person you will ever meet. I'm all about dogs. Dogs are life to me, man. Like, I have a thing for dogs. I bond with all of them. I feel like I can meet any dog, the dog instantly loves me. Because I have a knack. Like, I'm never, obviously I'm not intimidated by them, no matter the size. Any dog, like, I'll go right up to it. I specifically, I have Lucy. Lucy I've had for 3 years now. She's a pit bull. She's a pit mix. Freaking awesome dog. But my number 1 dog that I love more than any other dogs, Belgian Malinois. I freaking love Belgian Malinois, man. They have the personality, you wouldn't even believe it. Nicest dogs, best personality, awesome dogs. And my girlfriend, I like to think of it also as my other dog outside of Lucy. She's a dog named Atlas. Atlas is a Belgian Malinois. And I didn't know anything about these things till this breed, until she got one. And that's it, man. Like, I have to have a Belgian Malinois at all times, as far as like in my life, because they're the greatest dogs. And then we also have a German Shepherd named Mickey, and he's a goofball. He's like a bowling ball. I call him a bowling ball because he just bounces off the walls. He's so crazy. He's 100 pounds. He's like a year old, and he is just a wild man. He'll chew up anything. He just runs around the room, chases everybody. Craziest dog ever. So we've got a pit mix Lucy, We've got a Belgian Malinois Atlas and a German Shepherd Mickey, and he's an all-black German Shepherd. As you probably see him on my Instagram. But I'm all about dogs. If you love dogs, we're cool. And I love all animals, man. I love all animals, but dogs are my thing. But I definitely have empathy, and I love dogs. They make the world better. Man's best friend for a reason. Number 3, my favorite place to visit with my girlfriend is Maui, Hawaii. We've been to Maui now 2 years. The last 2 years we went in the fall, and we're going again this year in September. And it's like, Maui is just the place, man. It speaks to us. It's like, this is, ever since we've gone there, we've fallen in love with the place, and hopefully can move there someday. It's probably a ways off because it's very expensive, but someday would love to live there. It's just, it's very chill. It's beautiful. There's mountains on one side, these beautiful West Maui mountains on one side, and you've got the ocean on the other. And it doesn't get any better. The people, the vibe, it's real chill. I just freaking love it. And there's a great gym there, Whole Mana Barbell. They've made us feel like home. Robin and Jody, they literally don't even charge us. They're just like, come in, we love you guys. They welcome us in. We talk about everything. Just love everything about Maui. You know, we've taken the road to Hana, the Kahekili Highway. We swam on that beach where the guy just got killed by the shark, actually. Just all sorts of, we love Maui, man. Maui's the place. Like, I don't even want to go anywhere else in the world. We've been to France, we've been to some cool places, been to Canada before. New Brunswick, Fredericton, very pretty, I like Canada. Portland, Oregon. I can't even remember. Been to California a million times, Mountain View for Boss of Bosses, Santa Cruz. So been a lot of cool places, but New Orleans was another one. But Maui's our place, man. That's our place. Number 4, I used to work as a doorman and slash bouncer for 3 years at a place called the College Club in Madison, Wisconsin. So this was a bar where, like, it was almost more of a club. It was huge, and all the athletes would come there, as far as the football players, basketball players, hockey players. Green Bay Packers came at one time, and I almost got in a fight with David Bakhtiari, the left tackle for the Packers. Looking back on it now, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but we literally almost got in a fight. Micah Hyde was there. He's an all-pro safety for the Bills. But anyway, I started out, I worked as a bouncer on the floor. We would have like 10, 12 bouncers a night on the weekend, roaming the floor. And then I got promoted up as the main doorman guy for a year and a half. And I was on Trent at the time, Trent Ace. So I was a freaking hothead. That was definitely not a nice person. But there's a lot of, I never really actually got into fights. Like, no one actually ever, the fights came close, but no one ever wanted to like swing on me because I was a psychopath. Like, when I'm a Trent, I'm a psychopath. I'm crazy. So I'm all amped up on a crap ton of Trent, 250-pound dude, and like, handling drunk people made me mad all the time because I wasn't a person who ever got drunk, and everyone else was always hammered. So I would see some of the dumbest stuff, and people were very rude, and it just lit a fuse. Like, I mean, I would just go off. But I did that, and I'm not proud of being a crazy person. You know, that's partially why I'm against Trent now, because it literally makes me crazy. But I did that, and that was a heck of a time. It got to be too stressful. Like, I literally be stressed out of my mind at the end of the night, and you'd be up till 4 or 5 a.m. Just your adrenaline was going all the time. Like, it was like your adrenaline was always up to here on the weekends because you never knew what was going to happen, what you were going to deal with. And you know, I'm glad I did it, but I couldn't do it anymore. It's just so stressful. Like, it's just always, you're always on edge. You always have to be alert. You know, you never know who's coming in that door or what's going to happen. But it wasn't really a dangerous place, so it was chill. My number 5, my favorite songs right now. So these aren't my favorite songs of all time. These are my favorite lifting songs right now. And I actually listen to country in the car. So if I'm driving, I'm listening to country. That's what I like to listen to. So outside of the gym, it's always country. But in the gym, my favorite songs right now are Never Giving Up by Mice and Men. Number 2, Meant to Live by Switchfoot. Number 3, Help by Papa Roach. Number 4, Aerials by System of a Down. And number 5, this is my deadlift PR song. Anytime I'm hitting a heavy deadlift, I play this. Break the Knob Off by Lil White. That is my hands down, light a fire under myself song. So those are my top songs right now. Number 6, though, as far as 10 things about me, my favorite TV shows. Number 1, Breaking Bad. I've watched it like 5 times, literally. I'll play it in the background when I'm working. I just think it's the greatest show ever. Like it's I wish I could find any show even close to as good as Breaking Bad, but that's it. Another one, this one's going to surprise some people. Chrisley Knows Best. Chrisley Knows Best. Todd Chrisley's the man. Show's hilarious. I love that show. And then one I've kind of just found recently, and obviously this is a very old show, but The Office. I just started watching it. It's freaking hilarious, man. The Office is funny as hell. At least the first season. I'm only on like episode 3, but it's funny as heck. And then I also like Andy Griffith's show. Andy Griffith's real chill, mellow show. I've watched all the seasons like 5 times as well. Alright, so number 7. This goes back to my Wisconsin roots. My favorite sports teams are the Green Bay Packers, Wisconsin Badgers, Milwaukee Brewers, and Milwaukee Bucks. I'm 100% a Wisconsin sports fan. I'll root for Tennessee in football and stuff, but it's not the same. Like Packers, Badgers, that's where it's at. Sorry, Bears fans. It's not now. So that's it. Number 8. My first sip of alcohol ever was at 20 years old. And it was just because I was responsible enough. My parents were just like, oh yeah, you can have a beer if you want. And I've never enjoyed drinking as far as getting drunk or anything like that. I've never puked or blacked out or anything. I never drank to that amount. But I like the taste of having like 1 beer or 2 tops. Other than that, I don't drink. Sometimes I'll have a margarita at a restaurant and that's it. But I only like fruity beverages. So fruity, some people wouldn't even consider this beer. Angry Orchard, like all those. Reds, like that. I like Lion & Kugel's, like Summer Shandy, Berry Shandy, stuff like that. New Glarus Brewing Company cherry beer. It's got to be fruity, man. It's all about the freaking fruit. Look at this, dude. Freaking fruit, bro. It's all about the fruit. If you're not having the fruit, the sweet buds or the sweet tooth isn't being attended to. So you got to get the fruit, the sweets in there. I'm a sweets guy, man. I love all food. Forget it. I love all food, but I do not like this. I do not like stuff like whiskey and bourbons. But I wouldn't ever want to drink it. I'm all about some of that like Malibu rum and stuff and delicious fruitness. Freaking amazing. Volcano drinks. I'll take that any day. Judge me. I don't care. Number 9, I played up to 3 sports in high school. So I tried track. I was freaking terrible at it. Slow reaction times. My hand-eye coordination is fine, but I'm very slow reaction time thing. So like I'd get blown off the blocks and I was terrible at it. So I was a terrible sprinter, but I tried that. Basketball I was actually the best at all sports. I made varsity as a sophomore. I was only one of like 3 guys to do that. And I could get some rebounds and mess some people up as far as hard defense. Like I played defense all out because I had a terrible shot and I was terrible at scoring. But I could play some defense and rebound, and that's what they wanted me for. I played football left tackle at 195 pounds. We had a very small school, guys. And we made it pretty deep in the playoffs, but then we played a team that was a private school, and they absolutely killed us, like 48-0. And I played that for a year, but it wasn't my thing. I did a little D-end, but I started at left tackle, and D-end was just kind of like, I was like a backup. But I quit all sports as a senior, or before my senior year, to pursue lifting further, because I enjoyed it so much more. And I've obviously fallen in love. That's worked out. I love powerlifting, you know, so it's worked out. Number 10, last thing, I have basically 0 interest in cars. I am not your typical like handyman type dude or interested in cars, or I couldn't even tell you the car I want. I don't want any cars. I don't care about cars. I don't want to drive a truck. I don't care about trucks. I don't care about having a big truck. I couldn't tell you anything about cars. Not my thing, man. Not my thing. Now, I have actually drive a 2016 Chevy Cruze LTZ. And that's been a great car for me. And it's just like a regular old car, but I'm not a car guy, man. If it's a car and it gets the job done, that's all that matters. So those are 10 things you may not know about me. I appreciate the video, guys. I'll have a lot more content coming, so you better subscribe, because I'm gonna blow this channel up with lifting, with cool things, with all the things. Real talk, food, everything. Give it an upvote. Subscribe a million times. Tell your friends and family. Share this with your children. I'm out.